Hello everybody, welcome to Python application programming exercise program video series. In this video series, I'm going to explain you people the exercise program of all the 5 modules which belongs to Python application programming subject. So here, first chapter you don't have any programs. In second chapter, you have the programs, exercise program. The exercise is 2.15. In the first program is write a program that uses input to prompt the user for their name and welcomes them. That means you have to read the name. For example, it should ask you enter your name. So once you enter your name, it should print hello and followed by your name. We will see that how to do this program. Okay. I'll open the Python idle software. Go to new, select the new file. So here, which is a function to read the data from the user? Input is a function which is used to read the data from the user. Okay. So I'll use input. I'll use one message for the user. This is the message which asks the user to enter the name. So enter your name. Okay. I'll say enter your name. Okay. If you want, your cursor should be appearing in the next line, you can use /n, or if you want in the same line, it should be use colon and print. Use one space so that you'll get one space over there. Okay. So after it will ask you enter your name. Once you enter your name, we need one variable to store that, right? I'll use variable name such as any name is a variable name. I'll store whatever user enter in this variable and I'll print it. Here I print a greeting message. I'll use hello. Okay, this is the message. I should print that message to whatever name I read and store in the variable. I'll save it. Very simple. I'll say mod1 exercise program.py. Save it, run. So now it is asking me enter your name. I'll say my name is Imranullah Khan. And once I press enter, now it is see the greeting message. It is saying hello Imranullah Khan. Okay, so this is very simple. So here, what they have tried to show is the input function, how you are reading the data and how you are storing that data in a variable and how you are printing it. See, you can concatenate by using the plus also. There is an operator called the plus. If you use that plus between two string, it will work as a concatenation. If you use the same plus between two integer, it will work as a integer addition operator. Okay. So this is the first program. This is first program, that is exercise 2 in 2.15. Exercise 2 program is this one. Now next we will see exercise 3. Write a program to prompt the user for the number of hours and rate per hour and compute the gross pay. So here you should ask, it should ask the user, your program should ask the user, enter the number of hours. So for example, if you enter 35, and then it should ask what is the rate per hour, So if you give some rate, it should multiply the hours into the rate per hour, and total pay should calculate and it should display. Okay. So for this, so we need two variable. One is to store the number of hours, another is to rate value, and then one more variable to store the total pay. We need three variables here. Okay. So I'll go to my idle software. I'll remove this. Okay. I'll read a number of hours. Input. Enter number of hours. Okay. I'll use the escape sequence / so that I can enter in the next line. I'll store that in a variable called hours. Correct. I'll convert this number of hours into integer. Okay. Whatever user enters, because Python will read that as a string. So that I am converting into int, I'm storing in a hours. So then I'll ask the user to enter the rate per hour. So I'll use enter rate per hour. What is the rate per hour? Okay. So this value I'll store it in a variable called rate. So I'll convert this into float. Okay. Okay. Convert this into float. I'll read it as the floating point value. Then I'll use one variable called total pay, or pay is equal to number of hours into the rate. That's all, very simple. Number of hours into rate. Now I'll print pay. Or you can say one message if you want, you can print it. TOTL, total pay. Okay. So like this, you can print it. Total pay, comma, pay. That's all, very simple. Save it, run this. So the value, enter number of hours is 35. Enter rate per hour, that is 2.75. So here total pay you are getting is 96.25. You see your book. So total enter the number of hours is 35, rate is 2.75, and you are getting is a 96.25. Okay, so this is the second program, and that is this one. Okay, and the next program is, assume that we execute the following assignment statement. Okay, this is just the assignment statement, and the next one, yeah, okay, and the next one is write a program which prompt the user for a Celsius temperature, convert the temperature to Fahrenheit, and print out the converted temperature. So this program, it should ask the user to enter the temperature in the Celsius. Okay, once the user enter the temperature in the Celsius, it should convert that temperature into Fahrenheit, and it should give the output. Okay, so for that you should know the formula. So what is the formula for that? So we have the formula for that is to convert temperature into Fahrenheit. We have the formula, that is, I'll write here, that is 0 degree into 9/5 plus 32. Okay, so this is the formula which is used to convert the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is equal to 32 °Fahrenheit. Okay, they're not given any value. You can give any value and check it out. I'll give the value as say 35. I'll give 35. Enter the temperature in a Celsius 35, and the temperature in Fahrenheit I'm getting is a 95. If you want, you can check this. Type in Google. The 35 in Celsius is equal to 95 in a Fahrenheit. Okay, this is very simple program. For this, you should know the formula. Okay, if you don't know the formula, you can't do anything. Now, next we will go for the next chapter, that is chapter 3. So, in this chapter, we're talking about the conditional statement, that is the decision making statement, if else, if ladder or nested conditions, try and except block, those things we have discussed in this chapter. So here the first program says rewrite your pay computation. Rewrite your pay computation to give the employee 1.5 times the hourly rate for our work above 40 hours. So if the employee work more than 40 hours, you have to they are telling it give the bonus for those extra hours. Okay, give the bonus for those extra hours above 40. Above 40, how many hours that employee works, for that many hours you have to give 1.5%. Okay, the actual rate, whatever actual rate is there, you have to give 1.5% more than that rate. Okay, so this is very simple program. What you have to do is what we will do is we will use that program which I already executed. Then we will check whether the user has crossed number of 40 hours or not. So this one, rewrite your pay computation program. Okay, so we have a program that I'll take it as okay, I'll read the number of hours. Okay, so I'll use H for hours. I'll convert this into integer. Input, enter number of hours. Okay, enter number of hours. I have stored that in a. So next is a rate per hour. So I'll use a variable called R. I'll use float for this. Input rate per hour. Enter rate per hour. Okay, so I have stored that in variable called R. Now what I'll do is I will check whether these number of hours are greater than 40 or not. If hours if the hours are less than or equal to 40, no need to give increment. Okay, so if hours are less than or equal to 40, then what I'll do is I'll just calculate the pay. I'll just calculate the total pay as say pay or yeah, I'll just calculate the pay is equal to number of hours into rate per hour. I'll print that. Say print total pay is equal to pay. That's all. I'll not add anything. If number of hours are equal to 40 or less than the 40. Else, if the number of hours are more than 40, what I have to do for those extra hours, I have to add a 1.5% of the rate. Okay, so you can give it in a single, in the expression also you can pass it to the printf. For example, 40 into rate. For 40 hours, I'll give the the standard rate. plus what I'll do is from the total number of hours, I'll remove the 40 hours because I have already calculated the standard rate for the 40 hours. Then for the remaining hours, what I'll do is I'll give 1.5 times the rate. 1.5 times the rate extra I'm giving. Okay, so that's all. Let me check this. So it's asking enter the number of hours. Say for example, if I say 45, and if I say a rate per hour is 10. Okay, so why it is coming? Because see, rate is not defined. So I have used rate, I have used R, but in the program I have given rate, so I'm getting an error. Okay, so the variable I use is R here. The rate value I stored it in R, so I got that error. You should be very careful by using the variable name. So always I'll suggest to people give the meaningful variable name. For example, R, don't give H, give us R. For the rate, you complete thing RAT rate. So it will not create confusion for you people. Now I will enter this. The total number of hours are 45. Rate per hour is 10. So I'm getting 475 because the number of hours are more than 40. For that 40, we are applying the standard rate. For the remaining 5, we are applying standard rate plus 1.5% of the rate. So you can see here in this exercise, they have given enter the R 45 and rate per hour is 20, and the output they are getting is 475, and we are also getting a 475. Okay, so next program is rewrite your pay program using try and accept. So same program, you have to convert this into try and accept, because so they are asking enter the rate they are asking. So instead of 45, if I enter FORTY 40 FIV 5, okay, instead of number, if I enter in the string format, so that will generate the exception and your program will stop. So how to handle that? See here, so they have shown here is enter the number of hours 20, but while entering the rate, I'm not entering digit 9, I'm entering any 9. So that creates an that generates throws an exception. So for that you have to handle it by using the except class. So that is error, please enter the numeric input. Some message you should display to the user. This we will see how to print it, how to modify our program. So very simple, we will open our program here. So yeah, this program, what I'll do is this code I'll put it in the try block. So there is a try, you have to write try colon, and you have to give the indentation. That means that try block is opening the try block. Okay, so try block may open, and I have calculated, I have read the value, number of hours, and I have read the rate per hour also, and I've calculated the total pay, and I'm printing it. Total pay is equal to pay. So for that, so if it is like, for example, instead of entering the digit, if I enter something, it will throw an exception. That exception you have to catch by using the except clause, AXCEPT except. Okay, so here you can write whatever message you want to display to the user. That message you can write here. Okay. Kindly enter the number or digit. Kindly enter the number or a digit. Right? Very simple. Let me save this. So enter the number of hours. I'll enter say 45. Enter the rate 2.75. So I'm getting it. So because I entered the digits, I'm getting it. What if I enter say I'll enter the number 45, I'll enter the rate as a 2. Okay, now see here, we did not get any error. Okay, because we have handled that exception. And in the exception we have given kindly enter the number. So if you write anything like if you write any other code in your program, below this, if you write any other code in your program here, your program absolutely works fine. You will not get any error. If you don't handle the exception properly, then your program will stop and it will not move further. So this is the use of a try and except block. So except a block. So whatever code that you have doubt that code may generate the exception, that code you put it in the try block, and what action it has to what action you want to take for that exception, so that you put it in the except block. Okay, so if this code doesn't generate, if the code doesn't generate the error, then this except the code will be skipped. Okay, if this generate an exception, then this code will be executed, except code will be executed. Okay, so this is the exercise program, this one exercise 2. Okay, and the next one is write a program to prompt for a score between a 0.0 and 1.0. If the score is out of range, print an error message. If the score is between 0.0 and 1.0, print grade using the following table. So here they have given the table. So based on the score, you have to print the grade. Okay, so whether it A grade, B grade, or fail. For example, they have given here 0.95 comes between this, so you have to print a grade. So instead of number, if you give anything like a perfect or something, so that is you should print as a bad score. Okay, or if you give the out of range, for example, you have to give between 0.0 to 1.0. If you give out of range, lesser than that or greater than that, your program should print the bad score. Okay, so here more than one condition are there, you have to go for the if else ladder. Okay, so that we will see how to solve this. This is also very simple, so you can do easily. So first thing is, I'll read the score. The score is floating point. I'll read the floating point data from the user. Okay, I'll use one variable called score. Float. Enter the score. Enter the score. Okay. I'll use the input function to read it. Input. I will read and store. I have stored in a variable called a score. Okay. So now, first what I'll do is I'll use one if condition. I'll check whether my score is in between the given range or not. So if score is greater than or equal to 0.0, okay, greater than or equal to 0.0, and score should be less than or equal to 1.0. Okay, then only it is within the range, else it is out of range. You have to give this a colon, colon. Then I'm checking here if score greater than or equal to 0.9, what you have to print? You should print grade is A. Print A grade. You just see the table which is given in the textbook. Print it. Now the same thing I'll copy. If the score is greater than or equal to 8, you have to print it B. Correct? So I'll copy this. If the score is greater than or equal to 7, I should print it C. Correct? Now next, if the score is greater than or equal to 0.6, then I should print D. Correct? Okay. Now next, if the score is less than, if the score is less than say less than 60%, less than 0.6. So if the score is less than 0.6, then you have to print a fail, that is F. Okay, so these are the conditions they have given. Now what if the user enter anything apart from this? Okay, then it should go to else part. In the else part, you should print it, out of range. Score is out of range. Print score is out of range. Okay, very simple. I'll go, I'll run and see this. Okay, no error. I will enter, just will see the textbook. They have given a 0.95. I will give 0.95. See, it is printing a grade A. One more, we will see. Suppose if I print N10, so the score is out of range. Okay, so this is a very simple program. Now one last program in the module, in this module, that is that's all in the module. In the second chapter, that is conditional, only this much is there. In the function chapter, we have one program, the same program, that is the grade calculation program. We have to do by using a function. What is function? It's a subprogram. It's a collection of statements which perform the unit task. So rewrite the pay computation program by using the function. Okay, you can convert this into function. I'll show this program, that is rewrite the grade program from the previous chapter using a function called compute grade. So whatever code we have written to calculate the grades, that you have to put it in the function called compute grade, and you call that function. Okay, takes a scores as a parameter and returns a grade as a string. So this program, I'll modify this. This is very simple. I'll just modify. I'll use one function name here. There's a function name also there. Again, how to define a function? By using a def keyword, def. Then compute grade, you have to use the function name compute grade. Compute grade. So what they are telling, take the score as a parameter. I'll use one variable called a score. Okay. So so for this score, what I'll do is I will check. I'll put this code within the function. Okay, within the function, I'll put, you have to give the indentation. I'll read the value from the main function. I'll pass to this. Okay. And the next, the else also should come within the function only. Okay. So this is the function. So now what I'll do is I will read the value from the user here. Okay. So I'll use one variable called score. I'll ask the user to enter the value, enter the result. Enter the score. I'm reading from the user. Okay. After reading it, what I'll do is I'll pass that value to the function. That is, I'm passing this to the function. Okay. So I will use, I'll call the function compute. COMPUTE compute. GRAD grade, compute grade. So function name should be proper. It should match whatever you have given in the definition. Compute grade. Then I am passing the score to that, whatever I have read. Okay. So this score value I'm passing to this. Here we are, performing the operation, performing the the functionality. The task of function is to check whether the given value comes in what range and what grade it has to print. Okay, so then I'll run this. Okay, so for the function also you have to give the semicolon. For the function definition also you should give the semicolon, colon. Then I'll run it. So here it asking me for the grade. I'll give see it got A. So 0.95 belongs to the category greater than 9. So grade A I'm printing. So one more we will see it. I'll give the value say between less than 0.6, that is 4. See, fail that F I'm getting. So if you, I'll give out of range also, that also we will check. I will give say 20 or 12. See, score is out of range. Thank you, student. Thank you so much. Hope you understood this. The programs.